answer in general for you. To be honest with you, I was never taught fasting. When I first learned about fasting, it was under Heng Chang, Master Hsuan disciples, when I was assisting him on teaching the young novices at Long Beach Monastery. And that's the first time I was exposed to the fasting Dharma. So the boys we were training, they were young novices, there were about a dozen of them. The so-called future of the DRBA, then they're called. And it turns out, after a few years later, 3 years later, they're all gone. But anyway, there goes the future. Anyway, so I was watching how to do the fasting thing, and so to be truthful, the fasting there wasn't quite the way we do fasting now. Okay, ours is it's evolved over the years, because what happened is a lot of people could not meditate when they came to our Chanchi, and it's too painful for them, so they considered fasting as an alternative to crossing the legs. Okay, they figured that since they're there, they might as well try to pretend to cultivate, and they couldn't take the pain. Too weak, what can I say? And so we've said, if you need to do something in your time, you can try fasting. And so I started with the same instructions that I was taught at Long Beach Monastery. And over the years, as more people practiced and they got better results through fasting, we evolved our fasting Dharma into something unique. So it's not the same as the Chinese-style fasting Dharma that was practiced at my master's temples, from as far as I know. So what is our fasting Dharma? Fasting Dharma, the philosophy is this. Are you sure we're going to hear this? You weak people. Huh? Are you sure? It's not very complimentary to you. Okay? We do fasting. Again, the basis of fasting are the people who do fasting here at our temple originally is because they're afraid of leg pains. So they fasted because it seems to be easier than enduring the leg pains. Okay? And it turns out that initially, it was easier. The first day or two was easier. Third day, it got a little bit harder. Fourth day is harder. And it gets harder and harder and harder. And if the longer you go, actually it hurts a lot more than the leg pains. Don't tell them that, okay? It's just between us. Okay? True or not? That's what happens. When you do the cross your legs, leg pains come quite quickly. Okay. However, fasting, it comes a lot slower, but actually it's now 24 hours a day, even though it's smaller in intensity, but it's 24 hours a day. And it's worse the following day, and worse and worse and worse. Okay? And so, in philosophy, fasting is a dharma that we work very well for our people because it's based on the same principle, folks. What is the principle? you endure the suffering without quitting. You can do it either through crossing your legs and endure it until your time is up, or you can do it by fasting X number of days and not quitting. It's the philosophy behind it. Okay? However, the nature of fasting Dharma is quite different in that we only allow you to do fasting under supervision because it's rather dangerous Dharma to practice. Meaning that if you fast for too long, your body might run out of juice and it could be hazardous to your health. That's why for us, a fasting Dharma is something that's supervised. I stress, you can only fast at our temple under supervision. You're not supposed to fast at home. Are we clear on that? Okay? So every day when you fast here at the temple, we keep an eye on you to make sure you can continue. You can't, we stop you. Okay? So you build it up. You don't need to fast for 10 days or whatever. You need to build it up gradually, like sitting. You sit longer and a little bit longer, and a little bit longer. It's a lot safer. Okay? So the short answer is that it's under supervision only that should you fast. At the temple, you have few outflows, therefore you can last longer. At home, you have a lot of outflows from your family, watching TV, all sorts of afflictions you're going to have. At the temple, it's a lot calmer, more quiet, and therefore you can last a lot longer. In particular, I'm warning you, a lot of people in the past fasted our temple, and then because their wives are very strict with them, shall we say, they said, why do you stay out at night? You have to go home. So that you have to come home. So they would drive home. And I said, no, you don't do that. Because when you drive during fasting, you could pass out while you're at the wheel. It's very dangerous. Okay? So you don't want to cause an accident and hurt someone, including yourself. So that's why fasting you're better off doing at the temple. Determine a number of days. I would go slow, talk to the people at the temple. I go slow. I try first. If you want to try it out, try 3 days. Okay? 3 days is usually safe for most people. Okay? And then from there on, you build up to 4 days, 5 days, and so forth. My master's Dharma, Master Shenhua, he says the first cycle is 9 days for him. He used to fast a lot because he was practicing filial piety by his mother's grave when he was younger, and he was an unknown, so he had no food to eat. So he had to fast because he had no choice. Okay, and that's the spirit of Chan meditation right there. He fasted because he had no choice. But what happened is that even though he ran out of energy and strength, he didn't quit. That's a fasting Dharma. The nature of fasting Dharma is very similar to Chan because you don't quit. Okay? And that's why, unlike Chan, we need to keep an eye on you to make sure that you won't overdo it, okay? Some of my disciples are pretty gung-ho, pretty crazy, so I have to stop them, actually, in a few cases, okay? And so the fasting Dharma for us, in particular for now, in our cases, you come to our temple, you do the fasting, actually is another form of a Chan practice. We turn that to a Chan practice. It's the same form of Chan training, although it's not the same as in crossing a legs, enduring the legs. Our Chan training is a lot more than just crossing a legs. Okay? Our Chan training, the philosophy is that, are you willing to endure suffering? Are you scared of taking a beating? Are you willing to suffer, okay, and not quit? Are you willing to do those things? That is Chan training, okay? And again, so the short answer is yes, it's a form of Chan training for us. Well, actually, a lot of our people during the Chan Chi would choose to fast because it's easier for them, and invariably, I notice it's like virtually everyone improved, which is the purpose of our Chan training, is to help you improve. Okay? Virtually everyone who endured the fasting improved the level, which is speaks so highly of those people who tried. They really are warriors. All right? Does it answer the questions? Did I answer the questions? Yeah? Nay?
Yes, thank you, Master.
Well, that's called answering without answering. Yes, Tech JMTBLI.
Master, you mean JC, right?
Yeah.
This question came from Kim Hwa-jun, the Catholic guy. 사라님, 지금 읽기 시작할게요. 네, 1번입니다. 저번 본문에서 대기와 체를 언급하셨는데 그 뜻은 사람마다 도달할 수 있는 선정력 레벨이 한정되어 있다는 뜻인가요? 두 번째, 선정력과 과의 둘 중 어느 것이 더 중요한가요? 만약 선정력만 높아도 주변에 좋은 영향을 줄 수 있는 것인가요? 네, 이 두 가지 질문입니다.
Well, since I improved again.
네, 잠시만요.
No, I wasn't talking about the other one. I'm talking about you. I can tell from your voice.
Thank you, Master.
Congratulations. I need to see your face before I can confirm it. Never mind. I'm curious, that's all. That's all she wants to show me, 3 seconds of her face.
네.
On 720p resolution.
Master, this question is from the Catholic guy, the young man. There are 4 questions, and then we'll start with the 2 first questions. Number 1, last Dharma talk, Master, you mentioned about great potential and substance. Does that mean there is a limitation for each individuals to reach certain samadhi level? That's first question. Number 2, what is more important between samadhi power versus high samadhi level? I'm sorry, Master. Actually, there's 3 questions here. The third one, if someone has high samadhi level, is he going to give a positive influence to his close personnel?
Close personnel, who's close personnel?
Anybody near him, someone with a high samadhi level.
I see. Okay, first question is, again?
It's about great potential and substance. When you mentioned about last week about this too, does this mean that there is a limitation for each individual to reach certain samadhi level?
Yes. Substance refers to your true substance, your fundamental substance, which is your Buddha nature. So, for example, in a Chan language, when the master talks about substance, you attain substance, great substance, that means that someone is enlightened. Great potential, and there's a difference between potential and great potential. From my perspective, please be careful because I'm not from the Chinese training tradition, if you will. You need to be careful, especially Chinese people are laughing at me saying, you Asian people, this guy is not really Asian. He looks Asian, but he didn't think like an Asian. Guilty as charged. Okay? I look like Asian, but I'm not Asian. So, the way that I look at the Chinese great teachers, when they talk to each other, train their students, I see a distinction between potential and great potential. Okay? Potential refers to your capacity. That's for analogy or simplicity. Okay, potential is like the size of your container. How much can you contain? How much can we fill you up? Okay? And so that is your current limitations. Okay? And when the Chinese masters talk about great potential to me, and again, I caution you, because Master Hsien-Hua never directly taught me, and I never could ask him questions. I came too late. Okay? And none of his disciples asked him questions, or he didn't discuss these concepts either. But as I looked at the way that the great Chinese teachers taught their disciples, and I look at my disciples, I see a difference between potential and great potential. That's why I explain it based on my interpretation. It's not necessarily consistent with the Chinese teachers. So please bear with me, okay? Give me, tolerate my stupidity. I'm probably going off from the great Chinese master's perspective because I'm very limited, okay? But potential to me is your capacity. As a teacher, I look at how much can I fill you up. When it gets to the brim, there's no point in continuing because it overflows, it's a waste of my time, and you get afflicted. So potential to me is how much can you absorb, and great potential is that can I convince you to go much higher than what you are currently capable of? Because I know the difference between potential and great potential is you, it's not me. I'm willing to fill you up, but you're not willing to receive. What can I do? Okay? So great potential is that I look at you and said, why aren't you enlightened? To me, that's great potential. Great potential is your greatness. You're going to be so great. Why do you settle with so little? I don't get it. Okay? So I see great potential. For example, recently I saw people and I said, wow, great potential. Seriously. I said, wow. It's part of my fun in my teaching is that I see people, occasionally I have a flash. I remember driving my people around in my old van, and I say, wow, fourth stage arhat. Oh, wow, fourth ground Bodhisattva. Wow. It's like the flashes. They happen just like that. And if you will, and that's the only thing that interests me, fourth stage Arhat or much, much higher. That's what I call great potential. Okay, question number 2.
Between samadhi power versus attainment level. That means 4 stage, 1, 2, 3, 4 stage Arhat to above.
Difference between samadhi power and what?
Attainment level.
Attainment level. Okay. In the world I know, in the world I aspire to belong to, okay, it's only samadhi power. We don't measure in terms of your height, the thickness of your wallet. Okay, and that's a joke, American joke. He said like he was someone who was dating a Jewish guy, okay, and her friend says, but he may be handsome, but he's rather short. So she replied, wait until he stands on his wallet. He's a lot taller than you think. Never mind. Yeah. You Asians don't like Jewish jokes. I see that now. Okay? See, only the girls laugh. The men are, Come again? You have to be Jewish. You have to be short for you to appreciate the joke. And a man, never mind. Okay. Where was I again? So to me, it's not. It's not what really matters. That you cannot fake is your samadhi power, your samadhi level. Okay, no one can fake it. You can fake all they want. Eventually, we will catch up with them. In a China world, there's no point trying to pretend to be a Chan master, which is like a lot of Chan masters, unaccomplished masters, pretend to walk around. You should be scared of me. You should respect me. And it's so anti-Chan because the higher your samadhi level, you know what happens? The more flexible you become. You're no longer rigid. Does it make sense? In fact, as your samadhi level increases, something happens to your body. You become more flexible. You know that? Your flexibility increases. So for example, if the yogis who practice yoga, anyone practices yoga? Pilates? I don't care. Okay. Okay. The yogas are proud, the Pilates are proud of the fact they're more flexible than us. Not so. Ultimately, them people reach their peak, our peak is still higher, further, and therefore our bodies actually are a lot more flexible than they realize.